Are live. Hello, Will.
Hi, Matt.
This is the React Mob. I'm Matt. It's Will. And I just got done sharing my screen. So what I've done is just get into the directory for the Agile Ventures website, React front end, and I've run yarn start to get the server started. And this is where we are.
Okay.
Have you done stuff in React?
Yes, a
Oh,
little
cool.
bit.
Because
Yeah.
I'm less experienced than you. So yeah, like we have this background image that we in the last couple of mobs we were able to like get it to cover the whole page and for it to be fixed so that these wells or these buttons now they're kind of like buttons wells
Yeah.
are fixed in place so they stay on the place they are on the road. And basically, you start here. We were working at getting it to where to have an image here, and Sam is tracking down some other images that were on there. I don't know if I don't have the site. There's they had a client meeting, I think, and they have like kind of an idea of what they want it to look like. But I don't have that, so. It'd be nice if I did. But the idea was that basically you clicked on it and then it opened up and there was more information. But then, yeah, we're just playing around with it. So there's, yeah, the image that we had available in the file was just this logo.
Yeah.
And then last time what we worked on uh, with, I think Michael was there as well, uh, was that, yeah, you have this nice hover effect where when you hover over this, there's the image down here.
Yeah.
I think you can see it. And it moves as the mouse moves, it moves. Um, and then these ones we haven't actually we were trying to the reason we were trying to see if we can make them into buttons was to try to make it seem more like more clickable. You can see that this thing jumped into the
Yeah.
page. And there's one more that's going to jump in that's on a delay. There it is. And the idea was that I don't know if you can see, but there's a beach here. So,
Yeah.
like a couple mobs ago, it was the opposite, where you started at the beach and you were kind of running away from the beach, and then that didn't seem like it made sense to me. So, so
Yeah.
the destination seems like it would be the beach, not the not the other way around.
Yeah.
So, but also, I don't know if we're gonna even use this image. I think we're just kind of really at the beginning stages of trying to figure out what we're gonna do with this.
Okay. So, but you were talking about a client before, but isn't this the Agile Ventures landing page?
Yeah, it is. But it's my understanding they still have client meetings about it
Client meeting.
with
Why? Who?
themselves, maybe. I'm not
Who's
sure.
the client
Or
there? I
maybe,
mean, aren't we
maybe,
just doing it for?
yeah, maybe it wasn't a client meeting, they said. Maybe it was like a brainstorming session or a marketing meeting.
Okay. So av.org wants a new landing page. That's the base.
Yeah.
That's the yeah. That's the only. That's okay. Fine.
And also they have simultaneously they have the Ragnarok, which is using React as well, and they're kind of in the stages of doing interviews with some of the premium members because they're thinking behind that. João and there's a video with João and Federico, I think, and they were talking. I guess João was saying that he thinks that maybe if you have like landing, like the homepage is in React and really nice and all this kind of stuff, but then you start navigating to the other pages on the site. Like, so, okay, this would be really nice and beautiful and stuff, but then you come here to projects, and then it's kind of this like old layout.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And he was saying that maybe it's good to maybe because we're gonna have to roll it out in ages, and ultimately maybe the whole thing is going to be in React. But for right now, he was talking about maybe doing some stuff with the premium like trying to find out what the premium members use the site for and trying to do something related to that. But
yeah,
yeah,
that makes sense, I guess, to change the smallest part of the website first of all, or the people or the part of the website that least people use.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the people who are probably closest to its development. Okay. Yeah,
So
that makes sense now. I've seen links to interviews, and I've not really understood what was going on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's what that was about. I can open up my. Let me open up my. Let's see. Is this already on the? Where am I? Here, so I can just say open this up. So yeah, I don't really know because it's really nice this this mob session with Sam because I don't know, maybe he has some ideas that he hasn't actually talked about yet, or I mean, we've been just kind of playing around with the React. We have this scroll animation, which actually is not, from what I understand, is not actually really even doing anything anymore, because we have here, you can see like scroll animation, animate in, ta-da, which is that animation that I'm sure you're familiar with.
I've probably seen it, but I can't map it to that.
Yeah, I can show you when you, so you can see when I refresh the page.
Okay, that.
Yeah, that animation. So the thing is though, is that it's not, when I say that scroll animation isn't doing anything, it's not actually working on scroll. It's working it's on a delay, or it's both. It is kind of on a scroll because, yeah, if you see like these three are actually part of within the like the parameters, which are this offset 10, which is like 10 pixels from the top or the bottom.
Okay.
So yeah, and if I scroll down, then it starts the time for the next ones.
Yeah.
Which probably we could change because it seems like it's taking. Yeah, I mean, maybe the user would give up before they even see that sprints come in.
Yeah, you want it to be minimal, don't you? If
Yeah.
there's any doubt, you want that to be minimal.
So I don't know, maybe if I change this to 1,000 and change this to 3,000, which is like it is on the first ones. The quote I like this about not just React and Ember and Elixir and lots of things besides Ruby on Rails. Apparently, I like how when you save it, it automatically reloads the page.
Yeah. So either is it live or hot reloading?
Not sure. What's the difference?
Live is when you save it, reloads the page. Hot is when you save that you maintain the state on the page, even like the page doesn't refresh. But the code changes, and like the next part of the code will be different. And I haven't explained that very well. Yeah. I think I've read articles about how it's something that you have to do it before you realize what it is.
Yeah.
So maybe I won't be.
Is that something you configure, or is that something that just would be a part of the way React, like their policy or something?
It's something you configure in your bundler, I think, Webpack, or whatever. If we're using a bundler here, I don't know if we are or we're not, but I don't know if React does it by itself.
Yeah,
maybe it does, and maybe it would be in the documentation, but it's not important. It's not.
Yeah,
we shouldn't do that now. It's just
you need to spend time. Yeah,
it's distinct from live reloading. Hot and live are distinct from each other.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which one. But this still seems like it's taking a long time for the jobs to come in, huh? I put a delay of 1,000 on. Oh no, it's 12,000. That's why. Okay, I understand. I changed the wrong ones. So this should still be 3,000. And then if I want to change this, that's 1,000, and this can be 3,000. Yeah, that appears faster.
Yeah, I guess the idea was to have some delay between sprints and jobs, or at least some delay before jobs comes up, right?
Yeah. I mean, really, like this is nothing in stone. It's just kind of trying to understand how the scroll animation works and the different animates that we have available. You can see here it says animate once because if you don't put this animate once, well, I'll just show you. And it comes in, and then if I scroll out and scroll back, it goes away, you know?
Yeah.
And it scroll every time I scroll, you know? So Sam didn't really like that, you know? Because yeah, it shouldn't be disappearing really.
No.
In this case. Yeah. And then I don't know, like what else can I show you? So here's you can see this hue are here is wrapped in a button. So this is kind of, I guess, React's way of doing it. You have this component. Oh, this is not spaced properly, huh? Which is a primary button because we're using Bootstrap 3 with, I think it's, yeah, React Strap uses Bootstrap 4. So this uses Boot React or React Bootstrap or something like that.
Yeah.
Where would that be actually? Well, you can find it in the package.json, right? But they haven't, React has like a gem file.
React has a gem file.
I mean, I imagine it wouldn't be called a gem file, but.
Oh. Well, there's app.css there, isn't there?
Yeah. But I was just to see where we're importing Bootstrap or where we're.
Maybe you've just what's it called? Hot linked it, or like it's just a link in the HTML.
Like here, huh? React
Hub. Or wherever your index.
React Bootstrap. Okay. So we're importing the grid, call, row, list group, item, and yeah, from the server is complaining that we're actually not even using, like, list group is defined but never used, list group item is defined but never used. So I don't know exactly if that was added because they were being used and now they're not, but yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then yeah, last time we ended up importing this React hover. And then you have this options cursor true with margin. And the way they had it set up, like, I don't know why on the React hover documentation, they had this shift X at 0 and shift Y at like 10 or something. I don't remember exactly. And that what that was doing is when you hovered over it, and it was like really far from where you couldn't even really see it unless you like scrolled down. So then I went playing around with like this, and it seems weird that you would, that it's a negative values like it, but yeah, that makes it to where it's at least, I don't know. I mean,
this is the hovering image, yeah. So
yeah,
you can see it. Okay.
Yeah. Of like, yeah, if I change this to 0, for example, then when I hover over it, look, you can't even see it. Like, where is it? And then if you scroll down, you can see it.
Yeah. Okay.
That seems really weird to me that 0 would be so far from the original.
Yeah, that's not a well. So React hover has made some. Maybe it would be written in the documentation about why it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not out of the box. It's not very. It's not what you'd expect.
No. So yeah, we have yeah, this one's wrapped in the button. I mean, ultimately, I think the idea is maybe to have this React cover on all of them. So I don't know, maybe that's something we could do. Although, yeah, we would just have to reproduce the same image. And also, I don't know, like this one here kind of, to me, looks better than this one.
You mean the button or the hovering?
The button, the hovering doesn't actually, is not, this is the only one that has had the hovering feature.
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, yeah, I think so. The cursor is kind of sacred. Having a hovering image probably goes against somebody's UI guidelines. It's something that I've read about before. It's just in general, I would say, I find animations distracting. Watch them, and I started to realize that, man, these animations are just taking up. They are distracting me. They're not adding to what I'm here to look up.
Yeah,
they're just distracting me, and I'm now watching the animation rather than looking for the information that I came for, or getting unique information from the website. I'm just watching. I guess it's about creating an impression.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, especially when you're developing it, and when you see the animation like 300,000 times in the course of working on it, it can get really annoying.
Yeah. And if you're waiting around for it, like during development, yeah, that's what you mean, right? It's the delay that you're waiting for every time.
But yeah, I think that's part a good part of like actually, developing, and because you can see it many times, whereas so you can kind of maybe like guess what the user might feel like. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, generally with animations, it would be one of the very last things I did.
Yeah.
If I felt that it added something to the user experience.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this anime in Tada thing is probably maybe going to get scrapped, or
well, yeah, maybe.
I mean, or maybe change to animation that's not doesn't quite move as much, is more subtle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even though I still find subtle animations distracting sometimes. They're just unexpected. When you go on a web page, I'm starting to sympathize with Ryder's point about the Paranauts interface, about having moving. I think that's a different thing though. But
do you have any suggestions on something we could do that would be actually coding?
Yeah, okay, that was going to be my question to you. I don't know what the plan is for this landing page. I don't know what the design goals of it are.
It would be really nice to be able to show you that that page but I don't think it's in the pinned items. There's a mobbing calendar, playlist, no, Federico, Sam. What's this? Google document. I don't think that's it, but no, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know either. I think I've been to 2 mobs. So this is my 3rd one for the React, and yeah, I know that the idea was that they want something with as little, because the first one that I participated in looked kind of like this, except for that they had all the like one sentence worth of information inside of these wells. Yeah. Well, these ones here, they looked all like this without any image, and it was just like a sentence. And then we talked about how that was kind of maybe too much information, and that maybe it'd be better like to prompt the user in some way by making it look more clickable, or by actually having a link in the bottom, like you are here, what's next, and you click on what's next, and then it appears some more information that you can then close if you want to, or you just hover over it and the information appears. So I guess the idea, to my understanding, the idea was not that when you hover over an image becomes available, but actually some text that like tells you a little bit about what stand-ups are.
Yeah.
And a little bit about the real projects on Agile Ventures, about the sprints and about the jobs, you know?
Yeah, okay.
I wonder what the Agile Ventures front end. Oh no, that's in this repository. No, that's not going to work then. Find a repository. Agile Ventures React front enders. No, that's not it. Agile Ventures website. Okay.
Are these just your repositories though?
It seems like it, yeah. Here, Agile Ventures website. Static website, Agile Ventures React. Yeah, but it should be called React front end. No. If I just no, this is a repository called React Agile Ventures.
Search for Agile Ventures front end with space. No, yeah.
That's weird because I've definitely cloned it. So website React. Oh, maybe because front end is a space in between it. There we go. All right. So I want to see what's. No. Updating, dividing into package, create direct mob. I was just wondering if maybe they had that extra, that website that he was referencing anywhere that we could look at. This feature is currently only supported by no.
You don't remember its name, or I'm just thinking searching the page.
Yeah, yeah, that would be nice. I don't remember what the name was.
Or searching it by HTTP, and then it just there's so many HTTP links, aren't there?
6, yeah. Let's see what else they have in the commit history. Fixed a particular version, experimenting with React, Bootstrap, add AV load. No. The thing is, as well, as I don't even think it's on this branch. I think it's on this branch here. Yeah, this is the remove list groups, replace with paragraphs. Wonder if that has the information I was looking for. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess it's already, this information is here commented out, you know. this is the sentence that I was talking about. Like, so this is kind of some of the information that they want displayed when the person clicks on it or hovers over it. So I don't know. I mean, we could play around with when it hovers, it displays this information, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could just use we can use React Hover, can't we? And just to begin with, just change the image. I mean but it's going to then be hovering on the cursor, which might not be what you want.
Like if I remove this and put this, replace this here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, at least now the information's on the page. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'd need to display it in where it looks better, right?
Yeah, I think you want it to be static to stand-ups, don't you? You don't want it to move around with the cursor.
Okay, so maybe I can remove this follow cursor true.
Yeah.
Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
So that's I wonder if that's part of the reason why these things are is the follow cursor option. Actually, I don't even know. No, that's not even, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. This follow cursor options with cursor is actually probably not even necessary. If we're gonna wait, where's this options with cursor? Remove this completely. And why don't we get rid of this and put this in some sort of something that looks better now?
Yeah, right.
Weird. Can I just put a regular old div here? I think so. With the and in React, I was seeing that when it was just left as class, it was complaining about the name class, and it's saying that you need to use class name.
Yeah, because because class is a reserved word in ES6. Do you know about ES6 classes?
No. I responded like I knew what it was.
Yeah, actually, the only place I've seen them being used is in React code. You know, because obviously React uses a lot of ES6, and they are syntactic sugar for prototypes. I'm not very honestly. I don't do any object-oriented programming, so I won't. I'm not going to be able to tell you what they're good for. Or
you don't do any Ruby?
No.
Oh, really?
No. I just do. Yeah, I avoid using object orientation. Like,
you use what, like functional, or?
I guess so, yeah. If I wanted to create something like an object, I'd just create a factory function.
Okay.
Which is just a function that returns an object, and that object can have whatever methods or, yeah.
I quite like the fact that in Ruby, for example, everything's an object, you know, but because like things like yesterday I was writing some slides for a Ruby Floripa meetup that we're gonna as a workshop for new Rubyists, and like things like because integers are objects as well, you can call methods on them, you know. So
yeah. Oh no, yeah, JavaScript has that.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, and I do use those methods. That's true. So yeah, I use, for instance, I use map on arrays all the time, and I
Yeah.
only get that there because of, yeah, you're right. I only get that there because of prototype of inheritance, but I never write those things myself.
Uh-huh.
I use them, but I don't. Well, you know, and maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's just something, and I've heard other people talk about that in JavaScript as well. That, like, apart from in libraries, you don't really see anyone using prototypes in normal code.
Yeah, right. I was expecting this to actually add some like the
Style.
CSS or some bootstrap to this, but it didn't.
Go back to the code.
Like I put in here a div with the class name of section well,
Yeah.
which I think should make it look like these ones here.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that's not doing anything. I don't know if maybe I don't know. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Here,
Okay. Look, because it's the column. Like, show me it. Like, look at another place where section well is used,
yeah.
and it's the class name for a column, not a div.
Ah, yeah. Ah. So what would happen if I named this column? Then this here, the main column.
I don't know why we've got. Is that rows and columns? Is that for layout?
Yeah, it's being imported from the React Bootstrap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's CSS layout. Okay, cool.
Um, yeah, but that also didn't do anything.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe it has something to do with like calling it inside of the React hover.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. We're not doing the same thing.
Yeah, like this is there's a row, and inside the row there's a column.
There's also a style attribute that we're not using, and that maybe, like, you need to specify the width and the margin.
Yeah, actually this here, this is the only one I think that has that style attribute. You can see, like, if you go down
Oh,
here to
okay.
sprints, for example, it doesn't have that. This one, I'm pretty sure I'm the one that added that because, yeah, why did I add that? I think because I wanted to add this, this margin to it, so it'd give a little bit of space in between the sections, the section wells.
Yeah.
I was just gonna try what happens if I put this inside of a row. See if that actually does anything. Although I don't know if this is. Here. This goes here. No, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I guess it depends what React Hover is meant for, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can show you the I can show you the where we were looking at this. Actually, let me come here and the React animates. No, this is the animation stuff. It's React Hover. React Hover. I think it was here. Oh no, we were looking at the GitHub. So yeah, you have code example here. No, that's what we looked at that before. I think it's here. So you can use options, right? We saw, yeah, like I said, it starts at 20 and 0 is what he has as the then you can do the types, which like .trigger and .hover, which are there already. Yeah, I think it was actually the npm that gives a little bit more information. React Hover npm maybe. Yeah, so you can do plain HTML or you can do, yeah, but there was an example where you showed, just don't remember exactly where it is. You think of it in code example. This is just the code, which makes it sense. That's why it's called code example. Demo, I think, yeah. So it's like this, you know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's have a look at how does that work. React Hover.
So this
Hover
is with
component.
custom components, yeah. I'm not sure if we use the component or if we used, oh yeah, we just used the plain HTML, which is this one. So yeah, maybe, yeah, you need to add the style directly to the, oh look, div class name component style.hover.
Yeah.
Maybe we could try that. And component styles. So this component styles is
They've defined that, haven't they?
that's what, sorry?
That's been defined for this web page. It's not something, look, because it's got component styles.people.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So that's an object that they've written.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a shame they don't show us.
I know that Michael is having a look here at the code to try to understand what the guy is doing, you know. So yeah, they're importing React and component from React, render, React hover component, trigger component. But these are from, it looks like local.
Yeah, they're their own components, aren't they? And then component style is CSS.
Yeah, here. So this is from his own CSS file.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's the way to do it. Just create a CSS.
Well, it should be. Oh, hang on. Is this because? Go back to our code.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, where have we set? Oh yeah, we're setting class name to section well there.
But this actually, I think this one here that's to do with the this stand-ups. This actually doesn't do anything, you know. So like if I remove that, yeah, it doesn't really do anything. It's just on these ones that it actually, because I think we had it set as section well, but then we're overriding that by this button, you know.
Okay, so have a look at the other ones, the yellow ones.
Yeah.
And just copy everything from what they do. So that the column there has an XS offset.
Yeah.
As well as class name section well, it's got an XS offset.
Yeah.
And and an SM. So copy those properties as well.
Yeah, that just like it's off. If I change the offset, then it'll move it vertically.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't remember the SM, what the SM does, but the SM set to, they're all set to 5. Even here on the one the button that we're talking about, it's set to 5. This one I had the excess offset set to 0, and then I actually put an MD pull of 1, because I think if I remove this, you might be able to tell what's going on with that. Let's see. Or no. Yeah, I think it moved a little bit, no? To the right?
Yeah. Yeah, it has done, hasn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, I was using that more before we changed a couple things, because so that it would stay a little bit closer to the road. But then I think we kind of switched some things. But for some reason this is really not very. Yeah, so you can see now it's way over there, you know.
To the left, yeah.
So then, but then, like, for example, if I change, if I remove this, I change this to 6, for example, like the one here in the bottom. This one's set at 6. Then it should be, yeah. Well, I thought it would be further actually. Because yeah. Yeah. No. It doesn't seem to want to move much past this area here, you know.
Well, yeah. I'm no CSS expert, but like my feeling is that this seems a bit. It seems a bit hacky to have to do that, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm talking nonsense because I don't know. I don't spend any time doing this stuff normally.
I mean, this. Let me see if I can find where. I think it was the React Bootstrap documentation that we found this. I mean, actually, these were already here when I joined the mob, you know, like, but then played a little bit with them. ES, here we go, ES6. They aren't supported natively yet. Browser support, blah, blah. Components. So, yeah, it wouldn't be a component, but. Wells, for example. Oh, you can actually call the well. You don't need to say section well. That's interesting.
Okay.
Like, what happens if we, instead of saying class name well here, what happens if we, I wonder, yeah, because it's in rows and columns, so I wonder where we would wrap this well if we wanted to.
Well, you could put the well inside the column, I guess.
Okay, so let's get rid of this. Actually, does that make any difference when I get rid of that? What did I change? Change the jobs. Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't make any difference. Actually, that section well wasn't really doing anything. Why do we have that? well, and then we can go like this, and here, that, and paste this. Now, does that make a difference? Oh, well, it's not defined. Oh, yeah, because we need to import it, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of these list group items because they're not being used. And if we want to use them later, we can always put them back. Ah, okay. Well, that's not very beautiful, but at least
more semantic, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm gonna have to get lunch soon.
Okay.
Or now, because I'm getting hungry for one thing.
Yeah.
Are we gonna, if we're gonna have time to do the debugging the Jitsi?
Yep.
Before your next mob?
Yep.
I guess we'd better wrap this up now. I'm not sure. What's your timetable? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably a good idea, and yeah, I think that next week Sam will be back to the React mob, and maybe we can make some progress. And yeah, how when do you want to is 20 minutes enough time for you to grab a bite to eat, or you want to say half an hour? Or?
Yeah, I'd like to say half an hour. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop the broadcast as well because